Hello and good day viewers, my name is Nigel Paul. Welcome to Saturday Sports on NCBN TT Television. We're on every Saturday at 8 p.m. We are actually out of the studio today. I decided to come and visit one of my really good friends. I met him through sport at different games. You know, the athletes, we come together, we network, we make lifelong friends. And, you know, I'm here at his residence. Now, this guy is, in my opinion, from the first time I met him, is a really cool person to be around. Something like myself, non-stop jokes. You can't help yourself but laugh when you're in his presence, and at the same time too, you can walk away with something meaningful in terms of a decent discussion, whether it be about sports, life, or anything. So without no further ado, I know you can't wait to see what it is. I would like you to help me welcome Dylan Carter, national swimmer. Dylan, thanks for welcoming me into your home, man.
I mean, man, it's always a pleasure. Like you said, thanks for the awesome intro. You had me very flattered with that one.
I mean, again, thanks for coming to the show and spending that time with us. I honestly and genuinely believe us as athletes and as people, we need to get the public up to speed with us, what we've been doing, and more than that, who we are as persons, not only athletes. So, I mean, you told me in the past, anything I need, I can reach out to you, and I mean, I just appreciate you being a man of your word and taking some time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're very busy. Can catch you at the pool. I know you take training very serious as well, and I don't want to interfere with that. I just say, when Nigel come by me, you can do it home by me, and again, I appreciate the sentiment of welcoming us into your home, welcoming the station network into your home. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Tell me a bit about yourself from the start. We want to get to know Dylan Carter from as early as you can remember in terms of family life.
Yeah.
Let's start with where you was born and how you came into.
Yeah, you know, well, I'm from a pretty tight-knit family. I've got a bunch of brothers and sisters. I was actually born in the US, but grew up in Trinidad. And, you know, ever since I can remember just being from Trinidad, being from the Caribbean, I've been around the water. So I grew up in the sea, grew up in the ocean, and grew up involved in aquatic sports. Yeah. So whether it be swimming at a very young age for primary school, or water polo, primary school mini polo, where you could stand up. And me and my friends, we were always involved in aquatic sports. And when I turned 12, I actually got more involved into the sport of water polo, and I was trying to make the Carifta under 14 team in water polo, and it didn't work out in my way, and I was a little bit too young to make the team. And the swim coach at the time at Marlin Swim Club said, "Come down, and you've been doing all this swimming for water polo. Why don't you come and try a swim meet? We've got a swim meet coming up. It's in Guyana. If you can qualify, it'll be fun." I said, "You know what? I've been swimming a bunch. Let me try and see what I could do." And
it was natural.
It was natural, and I wasn't chasing anything. I kind of went in and I started to have fun, and I got a little bit of success with it, and that was the end of the story. You know, the water polo door slammed shut, and another one flew open, and you know, it was kind of a blessing in disguise.
In terms of school, what school did you attend locally?
I went to Fatima College for secondary school. And that was honestly some of my fondest memories as a teenager, as a kid, and it's all of my lifelong friends. You know, my friends from Fatima are still my closest friends now. So I'm very, very, you know, grateful to Fatima for that experience I had, and I think it really shaped me into who I am today. Those years at Fatima.
So I know you told me at the age of 16, you went back to the US. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I left at 16 after CXC O levels.
Yeah.
I left and I did 1 year of high school in the US, and I got recruited out to University of Southern California in Los Angeles. They were very, very good to me out there. Gave me a full scholarship to study and to train and race out there, represent the Trojans. for what turned out to be 5 years. And those years were really formative from like 17, 18 to 22, 23, where you know what it's like. You're kind of going from a boy to a man.
Yep.
And they supported me, took me in those years, and kind of sent me out into the world.
Before we get into the personal side of it, training abroad at the college level, how was that experience for you as it differs from Trinidad?
Yeah, well, at the college level, those were the gauntlet years. That was the crucible, you know. I think that, you know, we have this, for good and for bad, I think culturally we very relaxed people, you know, and growing up as a swimmer, as an athlete, as a teenager in Trinidad, you always, you know, you kind of taking your time, you do the workout, but if you don't feel to push today, I'm just going to take it easy today, and tomorrow I'll come and get you though, you know, tomorrow when I'm feeling good, I'll come and get you. And then when I got to the States, it was no longer, you can't just push when you're feeling good, you know, they're on you, they need this from you, you know. We need you to push it. It doesn't matter if you didn't sleep well last night. It doesn't matter if you have an exam. You got to be there, you got to show up, and you got to push, and you know, you got to be ready to do it. It wasn't this, oh, coach, I can't.
So how was that transition for you though, from being somewhat laid back?
It took time. It took time. It took a couple of years. Like for the first 2 years, I was the kind of guy where I was still trying to do my thing within this system that was moving at 100 miles an hour. And after a couple of years, I said, you know what, I've got to jump on board or else I'm going to get left behind. And I think now it's given me, I've seen both sides of like the benefits and drawbacks of training Caribbean style and the benefits and drawbacks of training American style. And now I can kind of mesh the two together in a good way.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But performance-wise, during that transition period, how were you performing at a high level still, or were you playing catch up? Or
there was like flashes,
right.
You know. So you'd see a window and there'd be a race where you say, "Wow, you know, I could be really good."
Yeah.
And then it would kind of, you know, and I would kind of maybe get distracted by other things that were going on in my life, and then there'd be like something, and I'd be like, "Wow, maybe." And then after Rio Olympics in 2016, when I said, you know, I really gotta give myself a good shot now. I'm 21 years old, and
I was actually the first time I met you or saw you.
Yeah.
Because before that, it was only talk with Bob and to me, understanding who you were and getting to know who you are as an athlete. Because I was basically in the same boat, because before me was Manswell. Manswell, heavyweight Manswell. So who is Nigel Paul?
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Honestly, I used to call it the new Bob.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess everybody would. Because
it's natural.
Okay, so that's the new Bob.
Yeah.
Because I was a new Manswell.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So you had the transition period. So now you're at 21, you say? And you're intake, full, committed. How the transitioning from being laid back to being able to work at a high level that is required of you, how did that translate into the pool?
Well, I immediately started to see results. I started to be more of a 24-hour athlete, which, you know, instead of just being a 4 hours a day athlete when you're at the pool, I was a 24-hour athlete where I started to consider my food, my sleep, my lifestyle, all of these things. And I had my best college season ever, 2017, in March. I was swimming 200 freestyle then, and I started to see real results. And that's when I started to think, you know, maybe I could go from just being good Olympic level athlete, but not competitive, and being good in the Caribbean, but not necessarily a world beater. I think in that transition phase is when I started to think, let's push this a little bit further. Maybe we can push it a little bit further. But yeah, like coming back to what you said, it's big shoes to fill with George, right? And everybody asks you, you know, are you the next George? And you're trying to find your own way as well, you know. So I think.
So I know for me, I had something to prove. in that, okay, I came into boxing. I was like, you know what? I want to be the best I could be at boxing. But then there's always a comparison of the present and the past. And my mindset was, and no disrespect to Manswell, is that as long as they mentioned boxing in Trinidad, my name have to call. So it wasn't that I was trying to be better. I was literally trying to make my name that name.
Yeah.
So in terms of before I get to that question, how your relationship with Bowman? You all have a good relationship?
Yeah, George and I have a great relationship. We're great friends, and he's a great mentor for me.
Yeah.
We're in very close touch. He came down to Paris Olympics with me in pre-camp as a mentor and a friend. And, you know, I think it's swimming or elite sport, specifically swimming for me, it's a unique path. And he's probably the only person, or he is the only person who's done exactly the thing that I'm trying to do from, you know, same background, walking the same path. So our journeys are very, I can relate to his challenges. And I think that he sees that and tries as best as he can to say, okay, this is the mistake I made, don't do it.
True.
But of course, as a youngster, you always think, I'm going to do it anyway. So you kind of have to make your own mistakes, you know. But I'm trying to learn, you know, and grow with it.
For me, coming into the sport, Mansell was not very active, but he was active. And I remember coming up through the pieces, I had the opportunity to spar with him. All that time, he was still trying to, you know, young lion, old lion vibes. So we had a sparring session, but then coach at the time, Trumpet was like, okay, we're gonna spar with Mansell. Like, yo, Mansell, coach, am I ready to spar with Mansell? He's like, don't worry, Mansell, beat the living daylight out of me. I went home with bruises, and my mom, I can't hide bruises from my mom. Every time I get home, she expects, bring your face, man. And I had a big bruise on my rib here, and my face was swollen. She's like, what are you doing in training? Like, nah, when I spar with Mansell.
Yeah.
Who you to spar with Mansell? So, honestly and genuinely, I was afraid. Because we had like 3 sparring sessions lined up. And the second sparring session, coach was like, I was like, coach, I don't know. I don't know. Because they get physically punished, right? She's like, coach, I don't know. And then he's like, just do practice. So forget that is Mansell.
Yeah.
He's another athlete. Box. And that session, I held my own. I know in so much that we was scared to go like about 5 rounds, we made like about 4.5. Because he couldn't continue. Again, he had a really strenuous program at the time. But it wasn't like the day before when he just like
Yeah.
So after that, I realized that even in Mansell, I was like, okay, this is Mansell.
Yeah, of course.
And then from that day, he started calling, checking on me, Paul, how you going, thing. So was it like that for you in terms of where the initial relationship with Bowell was like a competitor and then mentor, or was it directly into the mentorship part of it?
I wouldn't ever really consider George a competitor of mine. When I had my first ever senior team Commonwealth Games, Glasgow 2014, we were swimming kind of different events at the time. I was swimming more 100, 200, and he was swimming the 50. So I didn't really feel like I was competing against him. I kind of felt like this was the team captain, and I just kind of, you know, so that was nice. But that's so funny, you know, I guess you have to kind of prove your worth before the older guy kind of respects you, you know. But it is a form of respect that he didn't take it easier on you too, you know. I mean, that is a form of respect.
The thing about fighters, especially pro fighters, is pride.
Yeah.
Ego. So, even with a quick backstory, Daniel Dubois, who beat Anthony Joshua the other day. I had sparred with him, I think back in 2017.
Wow, that's epic.
And the first day we had sparring, touch him up.
Yeah.
Had him drifting a little bit. And I think at that camp, we was like sparring 3 times a week. And the next spar, his coach came to me, the head coach of Peacock Boxing Gym, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, Paul, you're going easy today. you know, you're not going as hard as the last time because you realize, okay.
Yeah.
Nigel Paul from Trinidad saying little thing. And as the bell ring, this dude came boom, boom, boom. So I watching.
Can't listen to them fellas, boy.
I looking at
nah.
And I looking at trumpet like, but again, it's like a pride thing. Like, you can't come from where you come from and make me look a type of way.
For sure.
I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's the same thing in swimming, but I don't definitely for boxing. Everybody want to be the top dog, and anybody come and show any form of any, I don't even want to call it insubordination at a certain level. They just want to put in your place.
Yeah. You
can't come from where you come from, youth man, and take my spot.
Yeah.
So for us in boxing, it's like purely pride. It's pride. But I mean, I can respect the fact that because I came in under the likes of Andrew Furman, Aaron Prince, Michael Alexander, and I was like in awe at these fellas. Like, I see you on TV, and now we were in the same uniform, and they giving me so
that's
I
cool.
can relate.
I know what you mean. I mean, I remember where I was when George won the medal in 2004.
Yeah.
So I remember looking up to him as a, I want to be like that, and then to be a teammate, and then now to have a close relationship is very cool. And it's only through sport really could you make your idols. You make your idols into your competitors, and then your friends, and it's a nice path.
Lovely part of sports for real. So with that being said, we'll take a quick break. You're viewing NCBN TT Television. This is Saturday Sports. I am here with national swimmer Dylan Carter. We'll be right back.
Cool.
Hi, I am Nigel Coutier.
Hi, I'm Jemima Joseph.
And I'm Jovan Paul Edman.
We are coming to a community near you. We're going to speak community talk. We want to hear your issues, your concerns, or what will improve your community.
Look out for us. We'll be coming soon, Nigel and myself, to your community to hear in whatever way we can do to improve your environment, be it employment, infrastructure, anything to improve your living as well as our own.
Catch us on NCBN TT Television for Community Talk.
Change shots, if you tell us sound boy better stay calm, be cool.
I'm Steve David, and I'm your host. Today I talk football as usual, and I have with me Linda Bramble, welcome to the set. Michael Raghunath, welcome to the set. Instead George Jefferson, George Anthony Clark, welcome to the set. That's Dwight DeLeon. The president of the SSFL, Mariri Gonzalez. Mariri, welcome to the set. Leroy DeLeon, welcome to the set, Leroy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in every Tuesday night, and NCBN TT, thanks for the opportunity.
Trinidad&Tobago Heritage, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on NCBN TT Television Network.
Welcome back, viewers. You're viewing NCBN TT Television, Saturday Sports. I'm Nigel Paul, and I'm here with our national swimmer Dylan Carter. Now, living in the Caribbean, sometimes the sun tends to get a little hot. So we had to change settings a little bit. We have to make, Dylan comfortable because he's home. I don't want him to, be uncomfortable in his own home because he's so welcoming at the same time. So we'll dive straight back into the conversation. So, Dylan, let's speak a little bit about, I want to change it up a little bit. Let's speak about your participation in various national and international events in terms of swimming. Take me back to your earliest race or event coming up through the years.
Yeah. Well, like you said, we had to change location. We also had to do a quick little wardrobe change. But no, so I was representing Trinidad from a junior level. So I did Junior World Champs in 2013 and Youth Olympics in 2014. So I had a decent amount of international success at a junior level. Had a silver medal at Junior Worlds, silver medal at Youth Olympics, and then made my senior team debut at 2014. I don't know if you want me to go back even further.
All the way as far back as you can remember.
Yeah, well, my first ever team was in like these developmental things called Goodwill Swim Meet.
Okay.
And this is a funny story actually. This is my first time wearing the red, white and black. I'm maybe 13 and we go over to Guyana, Georgetown, Guyana in 2008.
Wow.
That's my first international, get on the plane with the team and all this excitement, whatever. The meet was in the President's Pool in Guyana at the time. No blocks, no lane lines, ropes for lane lines, an L-shaped pool. So the cool down pool is in the sort of foot of the L, and we racing along the length of the pool in the President's Pool in Guyana. It was my first swim meet, yeah.
Wow.
Cleaned up some medals there though.
How you do?
I got a silver, a couple bronze and stuff, and that was my first meet, So at that moment you come back, you flew to a different country, it's a big deal, you reach back in Fatima like, talk to me, big shot,
You reach.
Yeah.
For me as well, my first meet was in Guyana. Because Guyana has outside of Trinidad, English-speaking Caribbean, Guyana has a really good boxing program.
Yeah.
So a lot of our schoolboy tournaments and junior and even sometimes Caribbean championships is held in Guyana. So Guyana was like my first experience flying out the country. Also that Tobago, flying plane Guyana.
So how you like the chicken curry over there? What is call it? Chicken curry?
Chicken curry. Chicken curry. I am even as big as I am, I'm a very picky eater.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
athletes. Yeah.
No, even before. Even before I can't stomach a lot of things. So I kind of do straight too much. I might just take a little piece or a little
Yeah.
Don't agree with me as much. But so let's get to the Olympics. You're a 3-time Olympian.
Yeah.
3-time consecutive.
Yeah.
3-time.
3-time consecutive.
What does it take an athlete, in your opinion, to become a consecutive 3-time Olympian?
I think it's consistency. I think that one thing I can speak to that I think, and I don't consider myself a perfect athlete by any means, but I think something I've always been is steady.
Yeah.
And I crack on at it. Even if the season didn't go well, if it did go well, I love this sport and I love the lifestyle and I always love to get back into the water and see what I can do a little bit better. And so sometimes it might be for a season or 2 seasons or 3 seasons, you're chipping away and you're not making that much progress and the progress is so small, but you're still chipping. And I think that over the span of 3 Olympics, so that's 12 years of Olympic cycle, right? If you count from starting in, I guess, 2012 when London ended, and you talk about 4 years to Rio, and then 5 years to Tokyo, and then 3 more years to Paris. I've always been steady. I've always been steady with breaks, but I think that takes love, right? It's hard to do something you hate for 12 years straight, day in, day out.
torture.
Yeah, so I think finding the love not just of success, but of the journey, and loving the way you have to live, and loving the sacrifices, appreciating the sacrifices, and appreciating who it turns you into as a person, and the lessons it teaches you. I think that is part of it, big part of it.
Coming into sport, being an elite athlete or performing at the elite level, I really can't blame the public for the way they view athletes, and I'll tell you why. At one point in time, I was in that position. Like, yo, how hard it is to swim, or how hard it is to run down a track, or do like these things, not so hard. And I would banter all the athletes. I'm an athlete now, so I could probably say it.
Yeah.
And I would banter, so why are we not winning? Why it's so hard for Trinidad to...
Yeah.
And getting involved in sport at this level and see the level of commitment. We wake up before everybody in your house and usually start working. And like I explain to people, this is not just work. This is physical work. From early in the morning to straight down to the night. And then we have little wiggle room to even recreate.
Live.
So life going on, we can't go.
Yeah.
Party going on, we can't go. Functions happening, we can't go. So you literally in this bubble sport that if you venture outside, it will affect your performance.
Yeah.
And for 12 years, to maintain, I don't think people understand the mental side of that. To maintain performance at a high level for 12 years. Because I qualified for the Olympic once. Qualified for the Olympic 3 times. And I understand in racing, not just swimming, but like track and field and different things, is minutes of a second could be whether you go or not.
Yeah.
So take me a little bit through the mental side of how you deal with, maintaining that for such a long time.
Yeah.
And performing at a high level for such a long time.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, right? It's physical. It's the physical thing is one thing. They wake up early, they train hard, they lift the weights, they push yourself. The physical fatigue is one thing. Yeah. But I think what the general public don't understand is the intuition or the problem solving that comes with it as well. So when you meet, because everybody who tries to do something, whether it be run or ride or swim or box or fence or anything, you're going to pick it up and then you're going to start to improve. And you're going to improve for 3 or 4 years because you're a beginner, you know. But when you reach to that intermediate, sort of a little bit past average level, you're going to meet a point where all the easy improvement is gone, right? And I think that is the biggest thing that people don't understand, is they think, oh, well, you know, I could do that because you just got to train hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's like there have been tons of times where I've trained hard and I've ate well and I've slept well and I've worked out all that showed up, but it doesn't materialize. You know what that's like. Yeah. You know, so what's the problem then? Now sit down and you sit there and think, is it me? Or, you know, there's something wrong. So now let's find and understand how the nervous system works. Now let's start to do your research into sports performance. Because as an athlete in an individual sport, at the high level, you're really coaching yourself. You know, a coach is there to guide you a bit, but you understand yourself better than anyone. So you have to begin to understand how your physiology works and how sports performance is. And you know, it's so much more than just working out hard.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We in boxing, we literally have one chance. So again, I have a lot of respect for my colleagues in boxing, because if they come home with a medal, that means they did something.
Yeah.
Because we have one strike. It's not 2 not first round, second round, different groups. We have one strike in any sport and you're out. So sometimes when you look at boxers, like, they don't bring up that thing. We can only lose once.
Yeah. Yeah.
And wherever you're at that point, that's how you did in the competition.
Yeah.
So dealing with disappointment, I've seen my teammates go through it. I make no reservations about telling people after I lose, I cry. Because I know I train hard. I know I miss brother wedding, niece birthday. I miss these things. Yeah. So I cry because I invested time into this thing. And I don't want to hold on to the fact that I lose. Yeah. So people, especially like the senior people on the team and the team members, know when they see Paul pull that towel and I just back in the back of the bus, they know I cry. Yeah. And when we get back to the hotel, no bother Paul inside dealing with it. But the next day I'm fine. Yeah. Because I cry, I release it. I know when I go back home, I know when I get home I'm going to train hard. I know I'm going to put in even more work. How do you deal with a setback or a loss in terms of you train hard, you put in the time and it just didn't make it?
Man, it's devastating, right? And the older and further you get in the sport, the harder and harder those losses feel, man. They're devastating, right? Like I remember in 2022, I had a great World Champs summertime. We went to Budapest. 4th place in the 50 fly. Really fast time. I was off the podium by like 6/100ths of nothing, you know. And so I head off to Commonwealth Games 2 months later, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna win. I just came 4th at Worlds, you know. 2 months later, I'm gonna win Commonwealth Games. I'm here to tear it up. Go to Commonwealth Games, 50 fly, first race, heat, semi-final, 4th. Boom. Okay, we got one more shot, 50 freestyle, heat, semi-final, final, 4th, 50 freestyle. So I finished that summer with 4th at World Champs, 4th and 4th at Commonwealth Games, and you're just like, man, is this gonna happen for me? Or, you know, you're just so destroyed. You come back, and then I went off 2 months later. I got back home and I went off 2 months later to the World Cup. I had some of the best races of my life because, like you said, those punches, proverbial punches, not real punches, those punches, they drive you further, you know. So I think the biggest thing to remember to answer your question is, as much as it sucks in that moment, nothing can drive you like that pain. You know what I mean? Nothing is gonna motivate you like losing. And nothing can make you complacent as winning. That's on the other side. So
I even with that, I remember for me, I didn't go to the Tokyo Olympics because I hadn't gotten a medal at the Pan American Games before. And I had dropped out of the top 5. Yeah. So, and they took the top 4 men in our division. And I was like, and because of COVID, we couldn't have a qualifiers. So they just selected the top 4 from every division. Right. Yeah. And I was so mad. I didn't cry. I wasn't depressed. I was just angry. So I was training most of the time just aggressive. Yeah. And I told myself, for World Championships, I have to be on the podium. Yeah. Because that year I felt like, because back in 2016 I got knocked out in the first round. Yeah. And I wanted to get back to the Olympics to rectify that for personal reasons. Yeah. And I told myself, yo, I ain't get to go to the Olympics. I going to World Championships. I have to. Yeah, I remember that. And what you say is true. Like sometimes when you have those setbacks, at least for the serious athletes, it drives it even more. 100%. Which is why for me, when I look at Jerry performance, I know for a fact, as long as Jerry make it to the next Olympics, that's what happened there. Yeah. Because I know him personally. We talk again. One of the first of the few people who actually had a conversation with me when I was at the Olympics in 2016. He was one of them. He's like, what are you doing here? Like, how long you boxing? He had that. I was like, what are you doing here? Like, how much? 8 months and you're in the Olympics, you know? So I know he takes his training very serious, much like yourself. So sometimes when these things happen, I know for a fact these fellas will come back stronger. So, let's talk a bit about the last Olympics that you're attending here. A lot of people will look at the games and come up with their own summary of the game. Help me sum it up from your angle, from the words of Dylan Carter. Summarize the last Olympics.
Yeah, you know, well, yeah, like, of course it's disappointing for me. It was over before it began, you know. I had a lot of expectations going in, and I had come off of 3 really good years of consistent high-level results. I swam a time in December that was really fast, and I think everybody thought that I would be competitive, and I wasn't, you know. And hindsight makes things a bit clearer. I think that I tried some new things, and I really didn't stay true to myself as an athlete in my preparation. I think I tried to maybe be something I wasn't, you know. They say to find the things you're good at and work on your strengths and be really good at them, you know. And I think that I tried to work on maybe things that head in a direction that really wasn't me. So I'm learning from it, and motivated as hell to get back. And we got the World Cup start off October 18th in Shanghai, and I'm excited. I'm optimistic, and you know, going back to, you spoke about Jareem, I finished my competition at the Olympics, and then I watched Jareem. It was a great pleasure to watch Jareem run the 400. And his Olympic final, he was in lane 8. Runs like 30 years old, blind, out on the outside, takes it to the field, and you know, 100 meters to go, 80 meters to go, I think he's going to win, you know. And of course, okay, he misses the medal, but it's hell of a run, personal best time, drops a ton of time, and me seeing that as a Trini, as a friend of his, really, really, really inspired me, you know, only days after my disappointment at age 28 to say, look at Jareem at 30, just ran the race of his life, deserved to win a medal. There's no difference between him and the medalists. And just seeing that days after, I said, you know, I know it sucks right now, but I'm going to be back stronger, you know.
Of course.
Yeah.
It was well done, and again, something to look at. So with that being said, we're going to take another short break. When we come back, we're going to ask Dylan, since we at his house, and ask the boss all the medal stash. And sneak peek at that. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Hi, I am Nigel. Quote Me Today is your daily motivational segment to start your day right. Join me Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. right here on NCBN. Remember, wake up with a smile. Today is your day.
That's why when we festin', we just bed tight when we jammin', we just jam down when we drinkin', man it's strong rum, eh? Pop a bottle right now when we festin', we just bed tight when we jammin', we just jam down when we drinkin', man it's strong rum, eh? Pop a bottle, push up your hand.
Trinidad&Tobago Heritage, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on NCBN TT Television Network.
Baby, we a center. When foundation equipped, brother, before you could say Raja. But look with deep furniture, and it's still hear me complaining. There's no chance for Satan. Everybody giving comment and we cussing the government. But it's we who throw rubbish on the street. It's we who does litter up we beach. It's we who does the garbage bin to put drinks to go for when we venting. I tell you it's we, brother, that us do these things. It's we who does cause the old sufferings. It's we who does fuss and complain. But I say it is we to blame.
Viewers, welcome back, welcome back. So we're here inside the humble home of Dylan Carter and asked him to bust out of some of the stash, some of the hardware. Looking at the trophy case, it's almost like a whole wall, so we couldn't do all. So we asked him if he could bring out, a couple of the medals or trophy that mean a lot more to him, for sentimental reasons. So I see about 4.
Yes, about 4, yeah.
And a trophy. So I want you to take me through. I guess you can.
I can give you a little story about it.
Most to in this order right here.
Yeah.
So you can give me I don't want to say the least.
Yeah.
But don't get down to the real one just yet. So take it away.
Yeah.
Walk me through it.
Well, this is the Commonwealth Games silver medal. It's the first and only medal ever won by a swimmer from Trinidad at Commonwealth Games. So actually we were talking about George earlier. Yeah. And this is the only thing that George never won. So it's hard to find something that George never did, because he's a world record Olympic medalist, world championship, list goes on and on. But for some reason that eluded him. So that was the first one ever.
So this is literally history.
Yeah.
I'm holding in my hand.
Yeah. Wow. And then we've got a World Championship bronze medal here from 2022, which came on the back of a really, really successful season. I went into that Worlds with a lot of expectations. And I got very sick beforehand. And in my best event, I ended up finishing 6th. And turned it around at the end of the week and ended up winning a bronze medal in an event that I really didn't expect to. So that one represents something special for me because it kind of was a little bit of a story of making lemonade out of lemons.
Talking about not being at your best 100%, which is why again hats off to all the female athletes, because from the time we talk about, because fellas, all you have to worry about is just getting sick.
Yeah.
But they have a lot more.
A whole nother thing
to worry about. And again, you are a racer, so the slightest off can off your best time. And these are the things that people don't really pay attention to. Sometimes you see Dylan swim a little slower, and nobody cares to know. Does he have a cold, if he has a headache, a chest pain, nothing like this. It's just win, or you're not good. I don't know why people like to adopt that mentality. But as long as they didn't win, you're not good. But then there's a whole other things that contribute to an athlete doing less than their best. And again, hats off to you for even performing.
Yeah, it was a special one for me. Like I said, I'd gone in there and I'd won the World Cup before, and I was really expected to, be world champion 50 fly and this and that, and I had a really disappointing one. I was absolutely devastated, but to be able to turn it around, not within a matter of months, but within a matter of days, I was really, really proud of that. And then this was my silver medal. It's my highest ever finish at World Champs. So this one, I missed the gold medal by 4/100ths of a second in the 50 fly. So that was really, that was a close one. The closest I ever came to being world champion. Yeah, Abu Dhabi. Yeah. So that was, maybe pound for pound, the best race of my life in terms of pure results. Yeah. So that was a good one.
I know. I've been in the pool with you.
Well, we know that, yeah.
I did some cross training, and you know, being athletes, we like to compete. It's like, yo, I want to race Dylan. Dylan wasn't racing me. He just said, okay, you just start off at the same time, and you know, have running goggles and whatnot. Hey, when we dove into the pool, just the movement, I had to stop. I was under the water, like, because in my mind, how you could move that fast under the water, like, it's like, yo, the technique was crazy. It looked unreal to me.
Yeah, it's a very technical thing, but you know, we talk about you coming in to race me, but we know I'm not stepping into the ring, you know, so you can come in and race me all week, but we're not getting the other side of it, you know, so I'll just leave that one to you.
Alright, so let's get to
the final one.
Top one.
Yeah, this one I'm really proud of. You know, this is the Swimming World Cup, which is a bit different from World Champs. It's a series that runs over the course of 3 to 4 weeks, and you rack up points over results to become overall champion.
Okay.
So this is it's a different competition to going into the Olympics or to World Champs and winning a gold medal, because that's who's the best on the day. But this is who's the best. It's, I guess, the closest thing we have in swimming to like winning the Premier League.
Okay.
So you won. You were the best for this season. You swim, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
You know, week in, week out. And we add up all the points and who was best, and to be overall male champion, 2022. I think it's a way that racing is not so commonly contested. Like in boxing, you don't have a tournament where you can box every weekend for 4 months and let's see who has the best results over. It's just about who's fight night tonight, who's world champion. This is a little bit closer to our sort of overall trophy, and it takes to be good at different strokes and to be able to race fast tonight and come back tomorrow and do it again next weekend and manage fatigue and throughout the season. I think that is a unique award and it's something I'm very proud of.
So tell me a bit about your coaching staff, your relationship with your coach.
Yeah, well, Coach Dexter Brown and I, we've been working together since 2021, post-Tokyo, and we train locally in Trinidad, and I think that, you know, the level of commitment that he has to me is something that I couldn't find anywhere else. And I think it's the most important thing about our relationship is, you know, a genuine care about each other. I think he genuinely cares and cares about me, and I genuinely care about him as a person. And I feel like he really has my best intentions at heart, which is, you know, it sounds simple, but it's so important.
It really is.
To have in a coach that's in a world that's so complex now, and you travel and you go train with this one and that one, to find somebody who says, no, I'm doing this because I really want what's best for you. I think it's incredibly invaluable, and it's worth more than any PhD or expertise or experience or you coach this one or that famous swimmer. For me, it's someone who really, really loves and cares about me. It's worth more than that.
And I think the coach-athlete relationship, in my opinion, the coach, they are the ones who get you to believe you can really come.
Yeah.
And I don't, speaking from a personal standpoint, when I first coached trumpet, anything that man told me I could do, I believe I could do.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you might be hesitant to actually execute, but the belief is there.
Yeah.
Because he believes in you so much. And even your coach Dexter, when I had I think it was the Achilles injury I had at the point in time, I had to come down to the pool, do some cross training, and he was like, he's the type of coach I would call him, Paul, come in. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't planning, but
now I'm coming.
You know, Coach Dexter is really that type of person.
Yeah. A great guy, and like you said, you know, on the days when I don't believe in me, he believes in me.
Yeah.
Yesterday evening we were having a training and I was doing some 25s and I wanted to hit a certain time, you know. And so I do the first 25 and I'm way off. 5/10 off or something, half a second in a 10-second thing. It's a big, so I said, Dex, I can't believe I was so slow. Like, how we've been training so well and this and that. He's like, no, you're going to be great. You're going to be good. You're going to be good. Just do it one more time. Do it again. Same thing, 11-1. I said, they're getting pissed, I said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going home. I'm done for the day. I need to rest. He said, all right, just swim a little bit easy. So I swim a little bit easy. Say, all right, we're going to go it again. We go it again, a little bit better, but still I'm like, damn, and then we get to start to talk. He cools me down and we start to talk about why. And we get into it. And after about an hour and a half of doing these 25s, we get it from 11-1 to 10-6. And I leave there like an hour and a half ago, I didn't think I could go 10-6. I was ready to walk home with 11-1 and say, I need to rest and come back. And he stayed there. He was like, no, you're going to be good. You're going to get it. And I left there with my head held high with a good time. And it just speaks to that thing that you talk about where having a coach that really, really believes so much that you can do it that makes you believe it too.
That's very important, especially at our level in sports. So, as we dive in a little more into the family, tell me about the support of your family, of your home unit.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't speak enough about that. I think especially this year, but always, especially since I've moved back to Trinidad, and my family's been phenomenal, and living at home, and my mom and my dad, and the support not only emotionally but through little things in my life to make my life a bit easier. I can't thank them enough, and it really, I'm the tip of the spear, right? It's maybe me that you see in Paris or wherever, but they're like the shaft of the spear that is there with me day in, day out, through the times that are tough, through the times when I'm struggling, when I feel not motivated, when I feel like I can't do it. They're there along with Dexter as well. Steadfast. And I think we spoke earlier about my consistency, and they've been definitely a big part of my ability to be consistent throughout those 12 years. Is my family behind me.
Well, I think I met you that for the first time today. Yeah, cool guy. Encouragement of fight, man. I don't know why. I have to say brave guy as well. And your mom, I see your mom at the gym a couple of times.
Sure.
And a lovely woman, pleasant. Paul.
She's a fan, you know what I mean?
It's like, hi, Dylan, mommy. How you doing? So, I mean, from an athlete point of view, right? And I've had this done to me, and I've actually done this to people as well. Sometimes you seem unapproachable because you focus. I get to the gym, I just want to work out, and where you have fans. Are you an approachable person? Would you consider yourself an approachable person?
I would say yes. I think it depends, like you say, in the time you catch me. I think what the general person doesn't understand is, if, for example, I'm at the gym, what is gym for you is maybe a little bit of an escape from your daily life, a little bit of recreation, your health and well, you see some friends, you chat. It's actually my job, so I'm at work when you're maybe a little bit at recreation. So there's that difference in mindset there that can, I would say that's the one time where maybe if you catch me at the gym and you're trying to be, and maybe I seem a little bit, it's just because I'm at work. But if outside of that, I think I'm very approachable.
The balance for that is so hard, because for me, again, coming from the area of enterprise, so you do your morning run, and there's always somebody who wants to stop. Boxer.
Yeah. Take a picture.
I mean, I time it myself.
Yeah.
And I know I have to show coach because we track our runs and whatnot. Can't stick it. Come. So you have to decide now whether to continue my run.
Don't mean to be rude, but
then again, so it is a touchy and articulate subject, because we as athletes don't have to kind of make the hard choice at certain times.
Mm-hmm.
I can converse, but now I can just have a
Yeah.
And some people might take that as a disrespect, and then other people will understand.
I feel badly about it at times, you definitely, I can't, and you say this and that, but
it's tough. I mean, it's some of the better sweet moments we have
right.
as athletes. So I heard you talk earlier about your siblings. How many siblings you have?
Yeah, well, I've got 4 sisters and a brother, so big family. And lots of nieces and nephews and stuff. So Christmas Day is a big action in this place. I'm second youngest. Yeah, second youngest. Yeah.
And 6 of us as well.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. Yeah.
They know that to walk.
So
Shout out to number 5.
yeah, a little bit, almost the baby, but not quite.
Yeah. I hear that. I love my little brother, but yeah. I tell you, I can remember hating my younger brother.
Yeah.
Like, because before him, because we 2 years apart, but then I was conscious of it. I would get all the snacks. And I would get all the love. And then this little human was like, yo, my love gone.
Yeah.
And what changed for me in that, quick backstory, is that we used to travel to school because, different ages. So we were these last 2 at the primary school. And the maxi conductor had closed the door on his finger. Yeah. And little boy, I think he was in 2nd year or something, and I remember feeling like so helpless because none of my bigger brothers there. My sister isn't there, and I have to look after him, and I felt like he's a big man, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
And from that day, I made up my mind, which is kind of why I got into boxing. If you look at some of my story, anything I have to do to protect my younger brother.
Wow.
In so much that coming home from school, he would even walk. I would carry him home from school every day, like jockey bag.
Whoa.
I would put his book bag in my book bag, and then he would jump on top of
That's
that,
awesome.
and I would walk home. So, I mean, sometimes, you learn baby brother or baby sister.
I think it helps, It helps you to learn how to share. It helps you to learn how to, care and different things.
And even now, he's actually a boxing coach.
Oh, okay.
Like when he coaches out of the country, he will be one training.
Great. Look at that. Yeah.
So I know we winding up the interview now. So, in terms of what's next, like what's coming up, give me a bit of your forecast. Games and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I head off to the World Cup next Wednesday. So that will be October 9th. I leave. We begin competing in Asia on October 18th. So I give you a bit of the background of what the World Cup and how it works. So we'll be racing a few weeks. It's Shanghai, Seoul, and then wraps up in Singapore in early November. And then we've got the World Short Course Championships in Budapest in December that ends out my year. So it's been a busy year. Back on the road next week. Full circumnavigation of the globe to wrap up the year. But I'm excited for it. I love it. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do it while I'm young and strong. And I think I still got a lot of good swimming in me. So hopefully you all got some good results to look out for coming up in the next couple of weeks.
I mean, I pay close attention to your program, even over social media, but even just via the news or however we keep in touch and follow your stories. And I am a diehard fan of just sports in Trinidad.
Yeah.
When you're swimming, when these guys riding or people running, I'll be balling. Because I understand what it takes to get there.
Absolutely.
And I think more of this needs to happen where we could sit down and really talk about the successes and the failures, so the public can really understand what we as athletes offer ourselves for the country. With that being said, it was a pleasure to have you.
Always a pleasure, my friend. Yeah.
Mom and dad in the background, they're very welcoming people, and just a pleasure to, share the stage with you on this platform and even as a national athlete.
Yeah. It was a great fun, man, and I'm always happy to be back on again in the future and have conversations like this because, like you said, I too am a sports fan. I'm from a sporting family, and I believe in the power of sports and the culture of sports. Yeah. And I think that it can really be a force for change in the country. And I think the more we can bring sports into the forefront of our lives as Trinidadians and Tobagonians, I think the more we're going to see some fruits bear from it. So, yeah, always for it. Yeah.
Again, thanks.
Cheers, brother. Yeah.
There you have it, folks. Saturday Sports on NCBN TT Television. My name is Nigel Paul. You catch this episode. Don't miss this episode. We have reruns, because he's that guy. Yeah, we are on every Saturday at 8 p.m. So catch us this and every Saturday on NCBN TT Television. Thanks for joining us.